So in other words, your purpose and identity is just bigger than what you know. You know, your purpose is bigger than just being a rapper. That's what it was for my life. Bigger than this. It's just bigger than you making music. I am using your voice because there is going to be a nation of people that you're going to speak to, that they need a spiritual awakening. They need somebody to help them access their breakthrough, because a lot of us come from families, you know, just generations of brokenness. Nobody gets out. Most people do not get out. You see what I'm saying? So this what I'm saying. What God is using you for is bigger than just you. I didn't know that at the time. I'm just somebody trying to finish school and have a career for myself and get into, you know, my passion, my talents. I didn't know it was going to be bigger. So this is why I'm trying to teach you about breakthrough. That's a breakthrough. The breakthrough is not a house. The breakthrough is not a car. A breakthrough is not the marriage. None of that stuff that we think, it's not it. The breakthrough is discovering you. Catch them diamonds. The breakthrough is discovering you. That's how you access the breakthrough, because everything, once you get in that pocket, you have no more needs. Those needs are already met. The reason why you feel like your needs are not being, not just feel where's in your life where your needs are not being met. Nothing is working. Nothing is happening. It's like you're in this desert. Sometimes it could be that isolation, where God is shaping you and molding you. But a lot of times, the other thing it could be is the fact that you are way off. You're way off. There is no provision there, because that's not where you're supposed to be. So at this point in your life, that's the reason why you taking care of yourself. It's like you on your own, because it's like you out in the wild. You got to get back in alignment with God, because I'm trying to tell you, anything that you're doing that's if it's not God's plans, you got to fund that yourself. I can guarantee you that. Relationships that God ain't joining you together, you're gonna be the one holding it together. It won't be God. You see what I'm saying? Anything that you're doing that's not a part of your blueprint, trust me, God gonna leave that to you to take care of it. You're gonna have to be the one to keep it together, and you're gonna fight for everything you need to keep it together, and it's not. It's gonna keep breaking. Everything you break, because that ain't it. It's basically you hitting a dead end. Identity and purpose. When you get these two in a spiritual awakening, this is what leads to breakthroughs now. Come on now, follow me. And I'm going to tell you this too. It's also good for you to ask God to align you with someone, whether it's a prophet, a messenger, somebody who's coming to give you more instructions and, you know, just a message from God. That's another thing that helped me. When I met my spiritual advisor, him and his wife in their ministry, he's a prophet. He goes around the nation, you know, prophesying, talking the ministry they've been having for many years. That's who I needed, because I did not have anybody in my environment to speak in my life. What they did was tell me that nobody's going to make it. She needs to give that up. I understand that she got her little dreams and stuff and career that she want to do, but she needs to be doing X, Y, and Z, because don't nobody make it from around here. That's what they used to tell me. So when you the first one from your bloodline, your immediate family, when you the first one that's breaking them chains, you gonna be the topic. You gonna be the topic. And they gonna watch you struggle to break them chains. They gonna watch you. And they gonna talk about it too. You understand? So on this journey of this, discovering identity and purpose, ask God to align you with somebody, because I told God I need somebody that can speak in my life, because ain't nobody around here, they ain't got no word. See, that's why I try to tell you, going to your church, if your pastor is not in alignment with God and he just getting up there, or she getting up there just giving sermons just because it's Sunday, and it's not a word, an on-time word for the people to give them further instructions that flock, I'm telling you, you're going to be stagnant. You're going to go to church every Sunday just sitting there like I did until I said, nah, I can't stay in here. There's more for me. I can't stay in here. Good pastor, very, very traditional. But this ain't it. This ain't my place. Because they can't water the seeds that's here in my life. They can't water it. He don't have no water for it. You understand? So I had to move on. I asked God to align me with somebody that can speak into my life and give me instructions. God, who are you using? That's a vessel that you're using to speak to me, because God's going to use a person to speak to you. So when I met my spiritual advisor, my spiritual father and mother, That's what really set it off. Because I was already right about some things. But there was more development that I needed to go through to get here, right here on this video. What up, y'all? There was more development. So before you knew me, this wasn't me. I didn't have this. But I was on my way. That's the breakthrough, babe. That's the breakthrough. Baby boy, that's the breakthrough. You see what I'm saying? Identity and purpose. And in your environment, if you don't have people that speak life in you and that can see who you are, they gonna be speaking against the prophecy. You know how many people right now upset because they listen to the people around them to give up something? Even right now, telling you to give it up. Before you give it up, do what I did. Pray, ask God for confirmation. Am I close to it, God? Is this, somewhere? You see what I'm saying? Because they're going to tell you to give it up, especially if you come from nothing. If you come from nothing, they're going to tell you to give it up. You see what I'm saying? More than likely, they're going to tell you to give it up. And you don't need... See, I'm going to tell you something. If I would have gave it up... Man, this is something. Now, this right here is a... hello, revelation. If I would have gave this up, there would be no Catch Them Diamonds. When I said I had a passion for fashion, come on now. My mama used to tell me all the time, it's your voice. You got a good voice. It's going to be something with your voice. I don't know, but your voice. If I would have gave it up, I wouldn't have had that fashion line. I would have never, no, come on, Nation Inspiration, it would have never been. If I would have gave it up and I listened to that voice of those people that told me to give it up, you need to go do this and do that. Just because that's what everybody else is doing in life, like the way of society is moving this way. You do this and do that and do this and do that. Just because that's the way everybody's going typically doesn't mean that. What the word of God said. No eyes have seen, no ears have heard. What God is going to do in your life is going to be a new thing. See, it's new. See, you just got to believe that he talking about you. Catch them diamonds when he doing something new. Come on now. Somebody say, God talking about me when he say he going to do something new. It might start with you. So, of course, people going to doubt it. I'm telling you, this is why you need a spiritual awakening. Come on now. They told me the same thing. But once I connected with someone that, was in line with God, my spiritual advisor, their ministry, speaking into my life, prophesying all the time, telling me what's to come, is what helped me. It saved my life. It got me on track. When I met him, my sister invited me to that meeting. It wasn't like a big church service. It was a small meeting. People who, it was just by text messages back then, word of mouth back then. It wasn't like blasted on social media. I go there and I was going through the roughest time in my life. I was at 23 then, because at 21 I got baptized. Now I'm like, what's next, God? So when he talked to me, he prophesied, he said, listen, God is going to give you a job and it's going to change your life. Now, after that, I did get the job. You see what I'm saying? But I worked at the grocery store. It wasn't about working at the grocery store. It was about the description. This is where the shaping and molding start, to prepare for leadership, to know how to deal with people. You see what I'm saying? Being in charge, working your way up. It gives you that confidence. Come on. It gives you that confidence. Okay. That's where, and I'm going to tell you why, because I come from an environment where they pump fear into you. They always make you feel like you can't do this. You can't do that. It's like a shelter. You see what I'm saying? Being sheltered all the time. It's not. That's why you got to speak life into your kids. You can't keep on pumping fear about this and that. And you can't do that. How you going to do that? No. Give life early as possible. Early as possible. And so, in society, they would consider me as a late bloomer, but really not. You know what I'm saying? God got you the whole time. You know what I'm saying? You should be further along, but it's cool because once you get in alignment with God will start moving past all the people that came out before you did. Come on now, Catch Them Diamonds. So I come from that mentality. So I'm like, I can't work this job. It's too big. I thought a grocery store was too big for me to work because I was too scared of that. I ain't know, because I ain't feel like I would know what I'm doing. Like how? God says, follow me, rock with me. Rock with me, rock. because you're more than who you think you are. You're more. It's more to you. Your environment not gonna tell you that. Them people not gonna tell you that. But it's more to you. You're something. You're somebody. You got it. Okay, go to work at the store. It started changing my life. I started moving up on the job. You know what I'm saying? Helping. Being the cashier. Helping out with the stocking. Now you moving over to the service desk. Now I'm behind the service desk. Now I'm able to count the money. Now I'm you see that? Evolving. I'm putting you in environments where it can shape you, where you can get your confidence, because you are a leader, but you don't know it yet. You so afraid. You trying to play background, but it hit me years into the job. So about 3 years into the job, 4 years, I remember walking to help a customer, right? And as I'm walking, this is what God has said. God says, remember when you said you couldn't do this? Now look at you walking around this store like you own it. When customers used to come in, they used to come to me and say, you the manager, you look like you own the place. You ever got that before on your job where people think you? I'm telling you, it's all, you are who you are before you got here. But you don't know it. Identity and purpose. Follow me. Because your environment and the people in your environment, they're going to speak against it, especially if they're still broken. Especially if they're still scared. Especially if they operate in their insecurities. They don't want somebody to make it because they ain't make it. All right, so y'all still with me? Let's go to the next part. Catch them diamonds.